Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 8, weirdly, of What You Doing?
Don't look for the previous 7.
No, do look for them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're
look for
at
them.
the end of a
72
podcast.
through 65 episode?
Something like that.
66.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah. So,
Watch all
this
the old
is the
fan
first standalone What You Doing, which was previously our segment on our main podcast, the Fan Geared Podcast, every Friday.
Well, here we are. Let's do it.
I'm Josh. That's Tommy.
They already know who
And
we
that's
Yeah,
Joey.
they know who we are.
They already know who we is.
Yeah, we still need some titles or whatever
Maybe.
here.
And this week, god damn it, we're talking about
Brotherhood of the Wolf.
and
What
how
we
you say
do
it in
here-
French.
Lay something.
Lay Brother of the Wolf.
There you go.
Very good.
So what we do here on What You're Doing is every week we pick a new movie. We cycle through the three of us picking movies that we all have to watch, and then we discuss them the following week. And that's going to be its own show here on Mondays from now on.
And it's movies that we've never seen.
And it has to be movies none of us have ever
Basically
seen.
the only rule.
So you probably haven't seen them either, and this is a community-driven podcast.
Yeah, so if you have any suggestions for movies possibly, or if you want to watch them with us and give us your thoughts, maybe we'll read some of those on the episodes.
I'd say it's almost guaranteed at this point.
I would say so too.
I would also say that generally we try to pick movies that we think we're going to enjoy,
That's been the case so far.
I don't think we had that
that's not,
explicit
it's not a
rule.
rule.
but that's sort of what we've done. We've missed a couple,
Sure,
but
by accident.
yeah, but only by accident.
Yeah, but I'd like to leave the door open for this movie's shitty, but we've not seen
Well, it
it.
had to be interesting.
Right.
No, I'm not going to pick like fucking Jack and Jill or something.
Right. Yeah.
I am. Next week.
Honestly, it's
You decide
completely
your picks.
it's completely up to whoever's pick it is. They can pick anything that none of us have seen.
Yeah.
And this week we are talking about Brotherhood of the Wolf. This is a French film.
Who picked this one?
Josh,
That was me. My pick was last time,
Interesting.
and this is what I chose.
this is a 2001 film.
2001 film
I
by
couldn't tell you one actor in it.
French director
French
who
guys.
also directed, after this, the first Silent Hill movie.
What?
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Actually.
Quite the resume.
Okay.
Yeah.
That movie
Oh,
was
that makes sense.
Yeah, it actually kind of
The
does
Be-
make sense
The
when I
Beast
think about it.
did remind me of...
Yeah. These are both like early 2000 movies with limited CG capabilities. So
Yeah.
Right.
yeah. So without further ado, Brotherhood of the Wolf. Let's get into it. Who would like to start?
Wow. Joey would like to start.
Okay, I can start. This movie shot beautifully.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I will
it
tell you
does.
that.
It looks
I mean,
very good.
We kind of only do American films, and
Generally.
when you get into the French films and other films from other country, that's definitely something that's played. Like the cinematography is
Yeah.
cared about a lot more.
Oh, yeah.
than like some stupid
Way
ass.
more.
That and also
plot.
the access to the landscape too is like much more like open and foresty and
Oh,
nice.
I think that might be a stereotype.
I don't know. I don't think we have
Nature's
a lot
definitely-
of that.
I mean-
yeah,
Yeah, that's definitely something used, but just the shot's very interesting, and in fact, because it's such a slow paced movie and a long one at that.
Oof.
very
The
long.
first hour is. We'll get into that.
Wait,
but keep going.
really?
The first hour is very slow paced.
Well, yes, it is, but I would say, maybe a little spoiler here for my feelings on this, that the first hour is more interesting than the second half of the movie.
I agree with you to an extent.
Like in terms of like the tension and sort of like what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Mainly because I don't know if it really pays off for me that well in the end.
There are some
Yeah.
pacing issues, I think, in the beginning with there being two very long fight scenes with our Native American friend
Okay.
beating up a bunch of people.
Can we talk about
just because?
Can we talk about?
Because you have to know that he's a good fighter.
Can we talk about the editing during the fight scenes?
Can we talk about the gratuitous slow motion in this
Yes,
entire
that's what I mean. I'm pretty sure this movie would have been about an hour shorter.
That's what we said.
if the fucking editor was like not on cocaine or something,
Yeah.
but he was just like
Slow motion.
I
slow
need to get
motion,
in.
slow
I need to
motion.
do. I need to show every time someone kicks somebody. You need to see it twice.
yeah.
The director was like, every time somebody's kicked, they need to go way too far. and break through like a wall or
Yeah.
something. I don't know what the infrastructure of this town was, but my God, awful. Just people breaking through things.
There's
that they
like
should
so
not be.
much slow-mo. There's slow-mo when someone was like standing up and walking towards the window in the beginning.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
were standing up and then slow motion, walk towards the window, fast motion,
And
looking
like,
outside.
and like I get that it's a stylistic choice and
Yeah.
it's used throughout, but it's just like I really don't see what it's adding.
Yeah, no, I definitely have some pacing issues with probably the first hour of this movie, I would say. Those two fight scenes are... One of them is unnecessary, at least. They're both, like... Because, we get it, he's a good fighter.
Yeah.
And that comes in at the end when he's, like, overtaken, basically. But, that, I think, also plays into the... This movie as a whole is kind of like a bingo card of Native American stereotypes.
I would say
it's like, how many can we throw into this guy?
I would say not just one, not Native American, but I would say like indigenous.
Him as a
people.
person, no, but as a character.
no, I wouldn't say that because he's from Canada.
Sure.
But also, there's traces of people in Africa having crazy powers and
Yeah.
like beasts being there.
Yeah.
And, like they just think that indigenous people
Yeah.
are just like these wizards and like
Yeah.
I don't even know what.
Yeah, so
Clearly.
he has he can read people's spirit animals. He can tell you your totem animal, and he will take you on a vision quest. He can heal you with Native American magic that he just sprinkles on you, and just all this stuff.
Some like smoke that brings you back to life or something.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was.
Yeah, he's just there as a pillar of all of the magic that is happening around him.
I'm so conflicted with his character though, because
I like his relationship with the main character a lot.
I like that. Well, that relationship confuses me when he's talking about we invaded his entire all of his people, killed them all, and then there was one left, and then our general died. I was like, so why is he your friend now?
Yeah.
What? I don't see why that would mean that he's
Yeah.
on
It's
your side now.
It's weird because I'm also conflicted with this character because on one hand, he's like a pretty racist stereotype in almost every way, but he's also the one like representative character of not a white person in this movie. I like his relationship with the main character, but ultimately he serves as the person who has to die to further the main character's story.
I thought, I mean, I shouldn't have, but I thought for a second that it would be he's the one who survives and like because his whole connection with, and I mean it's stereotypical, but I don't think it's wrong to have a native character who's more in tune or cares more about like nature and animals and like respects them in a different way.
Right.
And I liked his like how he didn't want them to kill the wolves.
Right.
And how like they just thought so differently than everybody else. And I was like, oh, okay, so this character has like some depth to him. Like he's more than just whatever his mission is or something
the main
like that.
character, the lead guy.
No, I'm talking about Manny.
Oh, I think the lead guy also played that very well. That he had the same respect because of his blood brother.
Well, he respected Manny. That's why he
Right. Yeah. So he calls him his brother. They're blood brothers.
Yeah.
And he had the same respect, and he said, "Don't kill the wolf." You know, he moves the rifle up, and then he goes and he sees the pile of wolves afterward. And, so I did like their relationship, even if ultimately one of them was to serve the other. Like,
yeah. So that was confusing. So okay. I don't even know where to start. I mean, there's just so many things.
There's a lot. Yeah.
What?
Okay, so they're shot very well. Pacing issues in the beginning, at least to me, even if that was the best part to you. I think this does resolve very well, actually, to me. So we have it's set up in a weird way, but they have this friend who is not really introduced, but becomes their friend somehow, and he is the one telling the story.
Oh, other white dude?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the one telling the story. He kind of just comes in and he's like, "You're our bud now.
Yeah.
You help us with the fighting."
That's what I thought was weird, is that he kind of acts like he's been with them since the beginning. I'm like...
Yeah. How did that guy know the whole story before, like, when he came in?
I assume, I guess he was there. but we didn't really see him too much.
That's I think my biggest thing with this movie that I dislike is it's a lot of white dudes that look the same.
Yeah.
They look those other two guys, yeah, they look exactly
It was very difficult.
I couldn't
yeah.
follow who was who and like therefore what was really going on at all.
right.
Yeah. No, I agree.
That was difficult, yeah, and I agree with that. The what do you think about his relationship with both of the main women in this movie?
I thought that I actually had a huge problem with that too.
With the one he actually loved?
Yes.
Yeah, who was there as a it's plot love, as we call it.
Yeah.
They have to be in love because if not, then there's no story.
Yeah. But it's like, one, I did not feel like there was any connection between the two.
Right.
He literally was like, it started out as a joke, as like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make her love me, and then it's like, it's almost like a quest for him to like be the cooler guy.
Well, he was told before that she is unattainable. She is like
right.
she's difficult, as they said.
Yeah.
So it started out as a challenge.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
it's like a challenge, and then basically when I feel like when their romance matured and they really started like hanging out was during like there was like a skip ahead.
Yeah.
Like a month, like a couple months, and like
Right.
I feel like that must have been when it happened, because when we saw them again, then they were like, oh yeah, like
Well, there's that moment that comes kind of out of nowhere where he has the image that he drew of the hooker or the prostitute, as I will say.
We get it. The hooker.
Yeah, of the prostitute that she finds out about, and she's like mad about it. And I was like, "Why? You weren't together, were you? I don't think you were."
Yeah, I don't know.
So yeah, that was strange to me. That came out of nowhere. But however, I do like his relationship with the prostitute.
Yeah, me too.
She is a great character.
Yeah.
She may be the best character in this whole movie.
She's like, she didn't take no shit.
Yeah.
She was interesting. I mean, we don't even really know a lot about her at all.
Yeah, and at least it's kind of sprung on you. It's like a double reverse like reveal about her. Is she kills him in the cell, and you think, oh, she's with like the religious covenant.
Yeah.
And then brings him back to life, and then he even says to it, like, you killed me, and she said, all the better to revive you. And so she had to bring him back so that he could be immortal, so that he could kill the other immortal.
Yeah.
Which is the person who he's supposed to be in love with's brother, who is also fucking her before that.
Who, the prostitute?
No,
This is?
the one he's like in love with, her brother.
Yeah.
And they were fucking before that.
I don't think they were.
I think they were.
No. There's that scene where he goes in, tries to make a move, and she rejects him, and that's when he like basically kills her.
Right. But
I don't know if they were.
But before that, even like before he even came into the picture, I'm pretty sure that was implied.
I don't think so. I think you're thinking of the actor guy who looked exactly like him, and I was confused throughout the movie.
I don't know.
I thought that was him.
But yeah, the guy with no arm,
Yeah.
or
The brother.
He had an arm.
Well, he
he
did
had one, yeah, but it was a beast arm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah. Speaking of beasts, do you guys want? Can we talk about?
Let's
the
get to the
beast
beast.
itself?
Yeah, what
Sure.
this movie's about, and it's
Sort of.
well, let's just do
Not
a
really.
quick plot synopsis, I guess. These two are they are known kind of like beast hunters or animal experts. Yeah, he's an animal expert, and then of course his Native American
Manny.
friend, of course, is in tune with nature, so he's a big help.
Sure.
They come out and they investigate these things, and he assumes right away this is not like your typical wolf. About 500 pounds,
500 pans.
500 pounds, which is about 500 pounds if you weighed them all.
1 pound pans.
Sure.
Yeah.
Those.
Anyway, move on from the fans.
I
Let's-
can't.
the
I can't
pans.
get over the pans.
It says about 500 pounds, the size of a cow. There's no way a wolf could have done this. Also, iron tooth.
Metal.
So he starts to figure it out pretty quickly. That's when they bribe him to go away because they know that something shady's going on, and we're just going to tell people we caught it, we got it, we're good. And he starts to figure out, without telling the audience, what is happening, and that is that because he has the book, and he goes away. They give him that like red book, and basically that book is propaganda that is against the king for valuing science over religion.
Right. Yeah. Let's be clear
That
about
is
this.
the
This entire movie is 100% an allegory for things going on in 18th century France, which I am not well versed enough to understand.
And in fact, besides our two main characters, most of these names are real people.
Are they? Okay,
Yeah.
that would make a lot of sense. And I mean, it's obvious that that's going on, and I knew, like, okay, I'm missing something. There's obviously a church versus science and, like,
all of this
Reformation
happened.
type thing going on here, but I just don't know enough about it to...
All of this
fully get it.
happened. The
Number
only
one.
thing that did not happen was they built a beast.
Yeah,
But they were killing people and saying, this is for your insolence against
that's the thing. Yeah,
the church.
the beast is the metaphor for, one, as a way to instill fear,
Right.
but also sort of just the killing people and sort of getting away with it.
Yes, but everything else did happen in real life France, besides that it was a beast.
And actually,
Which I think is a really cool like jumping off point for a like based on a true story.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, he kind of... My favorite part is when... I don't remember which... Maybe it was on the first hunt that they go on, when he says, like... Oh, no, it's when he comes to them with his theory, after he's sort of done some research, and he was like, I don't think this is a beast at all.
Right.
Like, he's saying... I think that's sort of the whole metaphor, is like,
Right.
this is fear-mongering, this is like...
Right.
This is people.
Yeah.
People are doing this.
Yeah. And that's why the king wanted to say, we caught the beast.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's a really cool, and I'll bring this up in a little bit when we bring up some of the things that might have spun off of this movie, of the okay, you stopped the beast or this group in favor of this other group, which is also doing shady shit. That
everybody's shady.
You're caught between these two evil sides essentially. One of them's killing people though, so
So anyway, the Beast, I thought the CGI was really bad on it, but I appreciate the effort put into making a model of its head for the close-up shots.
I would even go so far as to say as all the medium shots of this creature were terrible, and all the close-up shots were really cool.
Yeah. Like, especially when they showed the eyes. Okay, did you guys think it looked like a lion under there?
I thought it looked like a person.
It was a human eye.
Yeah.
Like, pretty clearly.
I got like I thought it was a lion, especially because he said that it was a lion that got his arm. Or maybe he just said that he killed... I forget what was brought up with the lion, but... And I was looking, I was like, that looks like a lion in there. I don't know if that meant anything. King of the Jungle, maybe?
Yeah, that's what it meant.
Lion King 20
From Africa, which was brought up multiple times.
Yeah, I mean, the beast is from Africa. That we do know.
Yeah, well,
I think you just put it together.
Yeah,
Well,
but
I already had the connections, but I don't know if you
the
guys caught that.
I didn't.
this like cult or this like it's Christians. That's what they
So
are.
cult.
Sure.
All right, let's get political.
Got 'em.
They
Christians.
use they do use a substance that grants healing properties or some kind of immortality, and that is kind of, it's not necessarily said if that's what creates the beast or if someone can become beast because of overuse of this or something. Or over time, maybe you become this beast. I don't think that's necessarily... I think you could make that argument, but I don't think it's in the movies too much.
Wait, but he says that they brought over a beast and it gave birth, and then they killed off all the young ones, and they kept the strongest.
Right.
So
I don't know how that, like, how the beast arm guy fits into it, though.
and this is exactly the problem I had with the second half of the movie, is that there was a bunch of exposition telling us what happened.
Yeah.
But the exposition didn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
And it didn't fit with what I was seeing.
Yeah.
yeah. There's just, I mean, I feel like they tried to answer things, but really it just got all muddled and
Yeah, because somehow he went to Africa and came back with a beast arm.
yeah, and that gave him the ability to like tame the beast, maybe.
Yeah, because he would show
That's what
that he
would
put his
use,
arm
yeah.
on the beast and he could control it.
But it was his blood because that's why the beast didn't kill the sister.
Right, yeah, because it stopped
Or-
killing her. Well, also he was directing it and he didn't want to kill the sister at that time anyway.
Yeah.
So it left.
I mean, I just have a lot of questions about.
There are a lot of questions here. Overall, I enjoyed it a lot, and I probably want to watch it again and see if I can pick up on some more stuff.
Ooh, I don't know if I have that kind of time.
Yeah.
Tough. That would be tough.
Yeah, I want to watch it again and see if I can pick up on some more things. Stylistically, this is supposed to have inspired Bloodborne, or at least that's what some people are saying. Maybe later on. Definitely in some of the dress. Not the noble dress, but like the pointed hats and like the hunter garb was very much Bloodborne.
How about those claw things?
No, but
Cool.
but the guy, I don't know his name, the brother with the beast arm, his sword that also became a whip, that is a weapon in Bloodborne.
Oh, right, bone sword thing.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like
tentacle
it can
bone.
be like solid, but then it can like
Come apart,
break
yeah.
apart and be like a whip. There's a weapon in Bloodborne that is that. And
Any beasts that look like the beast?
well, what happens in Bloodborne is
Oh, boy.
the people of this place, Yarnum, they consume a certain kind of blood that has healing properties. It can heal your wounds, it can heal like diseases, and people drink of it like a drug or like an alcohol. Because it granted all these healing powers, people were just going crazy. But it eventually, over time, through too much consumption, it was turning them into beasts.
Oh, I see.
And over the course of this time, this happens where on the night of the hunt, all the people of the town, they would become beasts, and there are hunters who hunt these beasts and are trying to cleanse the city streets of beasts and like people who became addicted to the healing blood.
Okay.
This was started by a religious group
Okay, now I see.
now trying to cleanse the streets of the beast blood, but the religious group itself eventually broke off into different sects who disagreed, and all eventually ended up becoming equally as bad.
Interesting.
Which in ways that I won't get too much into, but those are the connections to this movie.
Okay, I can see that. So more following the story and the metaphor is sort of similar, and then
Yeah.
and that. Okay, all right. Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Well, that's good in the sense then, because I mean, if they copied it directly, I think that would have been
Oh yeah, no.
not great.
No. They definitely. I think when I was watching it, what I thought was, if I was watching this movie, I would say, "Oh, that's a really good idea," and then like to take it this step further would be like really cool, and then that's what I would do. Tommy's knitting, as we just saw on
No,
camera.
you didn't
No,
see
we
that.
didn't.
Yeah. Okay. Overall, let's give it the cogs.
All right, so we give these movies a cog rating from 1 to 10 with 0.5, so it's a 20-point scale.
Oh my god, this guy.
Who would like to start?
Wow. Tommy, you're gonna start.
All right. I'm gonna be honest. It's nice to look at. It was a fun time. Don't really know what happened. I'm gonna give it
Maybe you shouldn't have watched at 1.5 speed.
a 4
4 out of 10.
All right.
out of 10. It's good. That's a good rating.
Is it for
right?
you?
Yeah, your scale's a bit
Yeah,
different
your
than
scale's
ours.
different.
No, it's not.
Is
It's
that your
very
lowest
different
rating?
than
Oh no,
ours.
you gave
No.
a 1 last week. Didn't you?
The week before last.
Week before that. Okay.
That's
I'm
not.
gonna
my scale's the
say
same as yours. guys.
no. It's
yeah,
not
it
the
is.
same
Yeah.
I'm gonna
go back
say-
and watch
We
the
just
rest,
have
you'll see
different
how it's
opinions.
different.
We just
Yeah.
have different
All
opinions.
right, Joey, what do you think?
one. This is a tough one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give it a 5.5, which is pretty decent for me.
Yeah. On your scale, that's pretty good.
And I give it that because
We all have
I
the
was
same
very
scale.
I was very interested.
Tell me.
I mean, it definitely had my interest, especially in the beginning. I was very interested throughout to see what was going on, and I thought I really liked actually the dialogue. I thought it was good. And yeah, so I did enjoy it. So.
All right. 4, I think a very well shot movie that was a little long with some pretty glaring pacing issues and just a tinge of racism. But with a really cool story that I think I can get more in depth into if I watch it again and really like dig deep into it. I gave it a 6.5.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Fair.
high.
That's
So high for your scale.
on my scale. It's pretty
That's
high.
a decent score for
We
your
all
scale.
have the same scale.
No, we
Yes,
don't.
I do. They're all on 20 points.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Join us tomorrow for Critical Chit Chat, our Pokemon podcast.
But right before you go, I'm going to tell you what next week's movie is going to be.
Yeah, you
Forgot about
idiot.
that.
don't know how this show works.
This is the first time, guys.
All right.
It's
And
the 8th time.
next week, before next week, we will be watching El Hombre at La Fonte,
What?
the Elephant Man.
All right, that's what we're going to be watching. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys next time.